Hello there, a very good evening to you and many thanks for joining us on Rwanda Television News tonight. Our hopes that you had yourselves a great and productive day, a great start to your week as well. Welcome to our tonight's edition. These are the headlines. Thousands of Congolese refugees in Rwandan camps on Monday organized a peaceful march in protest of the ethnic killings in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. On Monday, the African Model Center of Drugs, Vaccine and Food Cooling was launched in Kigali. Good evening to you once again, and thank you for your company on Rwanda Television News. And as we kick it off, Congolese refugees living in the Kiziba camp in Karongi district and the temporary one at the Nkamira in Rubavu district have again denounced the killings taking place against the Tutsi in different parts of the Democratic Republic of Congo. They did so by organizing peaceful marches on Monday. We have the details as we start off tonight's edition. The refugees, many of whom were born in the camps their parents fled to, say all they want is for the world to recognize their plight and that of the people left back home in their motherland.
We are here today with the purpose of spreading our message to the world that genocide is happening, and we want the action to take place either by human rights and different organizations, United Nations, different countries to help stop the genocide. We are calling different organizations to stop that mass killing of people, and I would like to take them back to 1994, whereby Rwanda has faced genocide, and different organizations were here being careless, seeing people being killed. So we don't want that. We don't want that anymore. Being 28 years in a refugee camp is a struggling life. I'd say that it's a mess. It's a mess. We don't want this anymore. We don't want to continue the 29th year in a refugee. We want to go home. We want to see the motherland. We want to see the homeland that our parents used to tell us.
The leaders of the refugees, though much older than Mupenzi, also condemned the international community's indifference to the atrocities being committed in the DRC and the fate of the many people that have fled them over the years. The government in the DRC is watching as the Nyamurenge, Hima and Tutsi are being killed in this country, yet it has the power to stop it. We want the international community listening to us to help us to restore peace in the Congo so that we can leave these camps and return to our homes. We condemn the killings being committed against the Tutsi and call on the international community to adopt a united front in considering what we are asking of them, so that they may stop to watch as those killings continue, committed by the government of Kinshasa, and the atrocities began a long time ago. We are astonished by the international community and SADC continue to support that government instead of looking into how security can be restored. We are Congolese nationals, and Congo and Rwanda are two different countries. All we want is for our rights to be respected and for the killings being committed by the government in Kinshasa to cease. The Kiziba camp in Karongi has been home to more than 14,000 refugees for 28 years, while the temporary one in Nkamira houses more than 6,000 refugees. The government of Libya expressed its interest in learning from Rwanda ways to foster unity, reconciliation and resilience. This was revealed on Monday as the group of leaders from the High-Level Advisory Council in the war-torn country held talks with the Rwandan Senate on Monday. The group of leaders who are on a 4-day visit to Rwanda were received and held discussions with the Rwandan Senate leadership. The study visit is aimed at learning from the country's journey towards homegrown solutions in the aftermath of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi.
Baje kureba cyane cyane uburyo u Rwanda rwashoboye kwivana mu bibazo bikomeye.
They came to learn how Rwanda was able to get out of the problems we went through in the aftermath of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, because their country went through such problems due to wars that are still going on. There are other groups that will visit Rwanda in the coming days so that we can share our experience, which can be useful in their journey.
Gusobanukirwa inzira y'ubumwe n'ubwiyunge twanyuzemo kugira ngo nabo ibashe kubafasha mu nzira batangiye.
Libya believes that Africans should be able to solve their own problems, like Rwanda did, which is why the Advisory Council chose to visit the country. The Vice President of the High-Level Advisory Council reiterated the expectations from the visit. In Africa, we chose to begin with Rwanda, an experienced country when it comes to solving problems, unity, reconciliation and resilience. Telling you the truth, we are happy for this visit. We received great hospitality. This visit is the first of many aimed at furthering the relations between our countries. The group of 5 leaders representing the Advisory Council of the Government of Libya will visit other institutions during the 4 days visit to Rwanda. People working in financial institutions express that these entities play a pivotal role in realizing significant projects that often demand substantial sums of money. In the year 2023, there was a notable surge with a 19% increase in the number of individuals securing loans from financial institutions. This growth surpassed that of the previous year, 2022, which witnessed a 13.9% expansion in loan recipients. Gives us the details.
Esperance Mukakamari, a mother of 10 children, has successfully operated a grocery business in Kigali for the past 30 years. She underscores the pivotal role of financial institutions in enabling her to sustain and prosper in her profitable venture. I started my business with 6,000, but currently I can't even get 1 million per month as profit after all expenses such as paying school fees for my children and other expenses. I even bought a car. There are many around the country who have the same testimony, like experiences, where most of their achievements are due to working with financial institutions that continue to grow on a daily basis. They emphasize that working with financial institutions just requires honesty and timely payments. When you ask for a loan, they give it to you and you ought to use it appropriately for what you requested it for. Challenges come when you use the loan inappropriately and when you and your spouse take measures and use the loan appropriately, considering what you have requested it for, it benefits you.
The role of banks is really essential since it helps us to upgrade the quality of what we do, especially for people in the private sector. Let's say, for example, if we need to establish a hospital here or other various things that we may need from abroad, having a loan is really helpful in accomplishing that, since you get your activities done really fast and then you start generating profits from it.
The Central Bank of Rwanda shows that loans issued by financial institutions up to December 2023 increased at a rate of 19% compared to a growth of 13.9% in 2022. Non-performing loans also increased from 4.1%, while the goal is that the rate of these loans doesn't have to go above 5%. The governor of the Central Bank of Rwanda, John Rwangombwa, insists that as things go back to normal after the pandemic of COVID-19, the number of people working with financial institutions keeps increasing.
Currently, the financial institution is stable considering the standards we use. Their capital is good and also they have liquid money. They can be able to give loans. They are also able to provide money to pay people who paid insurances and got problems that need to be addressed by insurance companies. There is no current challenges and we are also optimistic for the 2 or 3 upcoming years.
In addition to the loans given to small business operators, there are also those that are given to big business people that provide employment to many people, as some people say. However, young people still face such challenges in securing loans because finding collaterals can sometimes be a challenge to them.
I think it's a high benefit to people with big activities, and they really benefit from that. Banks assist them, but like us, with commercial houses, when we get loans, we expand and accommodate more traders.
The fact that financial institutions, especially small and medium ones, continue to bring closer their services to people is also increasing the number of people who work with them, which gives hope that in the upcoming years, the number of people who work with these institutions will continue to increase. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you, Olive, for the report. And as we move ahead, on Monday, the African Model Center for Drugs, Vaccines, and Food Cooling was launched in Kigali. The facility is expected to mitigate extensive damage attributed to inadequate refrigeration practices. Christelle Wase has the details.
The issue of agricultural, medicine and vaccine production that is put to waste due to the lack of refrigeration is still a big challenge facing the African continent. Ruth Zugma Ducato, the Chief of Energy and Climate Branch at the United Nations Environment Programme, explains the impact of this issue.
So together, I think we're poised to address these issues of food loss, food waste, vaccine and cold chains. It's the future. There is no way around it. If we want to have development in a hotter world without cooling, we're not going to have the well-being of the population. That's a given. And therefore, ACES is looking ahead, and Rwandan government is actually ahead of the curve, as we heard in the discussion, and we remain committed to ACES' long-term success, linking the long-standing efforts on climate-friendly refrigerants to the Kigali Amendment of the Montreal Protocol, clean energy initiatives, and helping to deliver also on the Paris Agreement and the SDGs.
Rwanda set the target to reduce post-harvest losses from 30% in 2017 to 5% in 2024. The Minister of Environment, Dr. Jean-Marie Jeanne d'Arc, noted that Rwanda signed an agreement with Carrier Transcold to provide refrigerated vans in a bid to tackle the issue.
They are donating trucks that will help us to reach the people, because those trucks will be mobile cooling facilities to reach the remote area of the country of Thousand Hills. Cooling is not optional or a lifestyle luxury. It is a vital for a well-functioning, well-adapted, resilient, and healthy society and economy. Cooling is a critical service as potable water and mobility to our ability to function in a modern world. And because in Rwanda, we want to make technology a life-saving tool, cooling is well a life-saving tool.
From different partners.
The Africa Center for Excellence for Sustainable Cooling and Cold Chain, which was launched on Monday, will focus on research and increasing capacity building those who work in the food chain, medicine and vaccine to ensure more efficiency and cost-effective maintenance. The executive director of the center, Gwiza Carol, provides details on how it will operate. We are the bridge between the citizens and the people that we have signed an agreement with. However, a person is a rural resident. Our responsibility is to reach out to that person, even though the person is far away from your field. He has to get the testing services because most people see it in an expensive way. There are many ways to cool the product in a cheap way. What we can do for that person is helping him to get the product and make money from it as well. Globally, 526 tons of food are wasted every year, representing 12% of the total production, which could have fed tens of thousands of the world's population. 25% of vaccines are damaged due to the lack of refrigeration facilities globally inadequate gas-powered refrigeration equipment, hence contributing 7% of the total air pollution. Christelle Uwase, RwandaTV News.
A team of senators in the Committee of Social Affairs and Human Rights made the visit to the Nyarugenge District Hospital on Monday. They demonstrate that addressing issues including malconstruction is one of the ways to enhance quality service delivery and preventing epidemics. Prince Manzi.
Residents seeking services at this hospital appreciate the quality of services, and there are some suggesting improvements.
They told
me to deposit this transfer, but I'm still waiting. I'm in pain. I should at least be in line and get medications. This is my second time here, and it is hard for me. Here are a lot of patients.
I came here around 9 in the morning. I'm not yet served. They should work on serving us as early as possible.
In order to monitor the treatment and prevention of epidemics and the service delivery at large, a team of senators in the Committee on Social Affairs and Human Rights in the Rwandan Parliament visited this hospital, receiving 1,400 patients daily. The hospital's administration states that it is still in good standing to monitor epidemics including COVID-19, polio, measles, rubella, and no cases so far of these diseases. In the last 3 years, the hospital received 1,865 COVID-19 patients, including 390 people succumbed to it. Dr. William Kanyangure, managing the Nyarugenge District Hospital, demonstrated that there are lessons learned from COVID-19 in terms of monitoring pandemics. The COVID-19 pandemic led us into knowing where to reinforce more than the rest in terms of treatment and monitoring of the pandemic and getting informed. Also how to work as a team if the pandemic takes a big step and be able to control and respond to it. The Nyarugenge District Hospital administration demonstrates that after 3 years, the hospital faced challenges affecting service delivery. These include a small piece of the hospital resulting into not having a special area for people with communicable diseases, water scarcity, and others. Professor Cyprien Niyomugabo, the deputy chairperson of the Committee on Social Affairs and Human Rights in the Senate, reiterates that they will advocate for the address of these issues as well as the least number of doctors.
Yubatse nabi inzu ku buryo imyanda iyo bafunguye nk'amazi imyanda ishobora guturuka hasi.
The building is malconstructed to the extent if they open up water, the dust can explode and result into other problems. They told us that the institutions in charge are aware of it. What we have to do is to coordinate this process to have a solution to this as they struggle to clean the building. What to include is the increase of workers in the hospital because the number of doctors are few and patients are in big number.
kubera ko abaganga ni bakeya abakozi ni bakeya abahivuriza babaye benshi cyane ibyo nabyo birakenewe.
At the Nyarugenge District Hospital, a nurse supposed to take care of 10 patients takes care of 25.
And that's all from us here at RB's Rwanda Television News. On behalf of the entire news production as well as the technical team that made it happen, many thanks for being with us. We wish you a safe evening and a great week ahead. Goodbye.